Very good morning to one and all. See, in this last class, I discussed about Cartesian coordinate system or rectangular coordinate system. Now, in this class, I would like to explain about another coordinate system, which is a cylindrical or circular coordinate system. This circular cylindrical coordinate system is also called as a polar coordinate system. See, in Cartesian coordinate system, the axes which are used to define the Cartesian system are x, y, z axes, which are mutually perpendicular to each other. Now, to define the cylindrical coordinate system, we are going to use three surfaces which are namely a cylinder and a plane, constant z plane, and a half plane which is perpendicular to xy plane, and it is making an angle phi with respect to xz plane. Now we will see one by one the surfaces which are used to define the cylindrical coordinate system are a cylinder. See, this is a cylinder which is having a rho radius. It is having rho radius and its axis is on the z axis. Cylinder axis is on the z axis. Okay, and where the radius is r and it is a constant one. Now, have another surface to define cylindrical coordinate system, which is a plane. It is a constant z plane, which is parallel to this constant z plane is parallel to xy plane. Have to take this plane like this, and we have one more plane. It is a half plane. It is called as a half plane, and it is making an angle phi with respect to x z plane, and it is perpendicular to the xy plane. It is made the angle phi here, it is called as a azimuthal angle. Azimuthal angle. Now see, the ranges of these three surfaces in cylindrical coordinate system are: the rho is taken from 0 to infinity, 0 less than or equals to rho less than or equals to infinity, and the limits of this constant z plane, and we can take the plane from minus infinity to plus infinity on z axis are parallel to the xy plane. That means the limits of z here is minus infinity less than or equals to, which is less than or equals to plus infinity, and see, the half plane is moving from 0 to 2 phi, and it is moving in the anti-clockwise direction, so that the range of phi here is how much? The range of phi is 0 to 0 less than or equals to phi less than or equals to 2 phi. Okay, now see, can tell me now what are the coordinates which are used to define cylindrical coordinate system? These are: rho is one axis and phi is the second axis and z is the another axis. Okay, now the coordinates which are used to define our cylindrical coordinate system are cylinder and constant z plane and a plane, half plane, which is perpendicular to the xy plane. Now see, this is your cylinder. See, and it is having a radius or rho, and I am placing my cylinder on the z axis, and its axis is on the z axis. Now see, similarly these are the two planes. One is constant z plane and one is half plane, which is perpendicular to the xy plane. It is making an angle phi with respect to xz plane. That is angle is called as a azimuthal angle. Okay, now you tell me, if I intersect a cylinder and a constant z plane like this, a cylinder, a constant z plane like this, so what is the common portion which is going to be formed here? It is a circle like this. See, you can observe the circle here. See, this is my cylinder and I am inserting a constant z plane like this. So this is your common portion which is forming here. What is the common portion? Circle. So similarly, if you intersect a cylinder and a constant a half plane like this, What is the common portion which is going to be formed here? Is a straight line. See, this one. This is straight line. Intersection of a cylinder and constant jet plane gives what? A circle. So very important bit. Intersection of a cylinder and a half plane, which gives what? Straight line. Okay. Now suppose if you intersect cylinder and constant jet plane and a half plane like this, what is the meeting common portion which is forming the three surfaces? It is a point like this. See, like this is the intersection of three surfaces: cylinder, a constant jet plane, and this one, a half plane like this. See, I have taken a cylinder like this, which is having a radius rho and constant jet plane, and it is half plane. I am intersecting three surfaces here. Now, if I intersect three surfaces, the common portion which is forming here is a point. It is a meeting point. This one. Now, this point is I am drawing here, and it is having a coordinates rho, phi, z. Okay. Now, so this is the representation of a point in the cylindrical coordinate system. First, presentation of it. Next topic is base vectors. So base vectors concept is already discussed in the Cartesian coordinate system. So base vectors are nothing but unit vectors which are oriented along their axes. Okay. Now we will see the base vector in cylindrical coordinate system. So in Cartesian coordinate system, the base vectors are ax bar, ay bar, and az bar. They are oriented along their axes. That means ax is oriented along the x-axis. Ay bar is a unit vector which is oriented along the y-axis, and az bar is a unit vector which is oriented along the z-axis like this. See, this is the Cartesian system. In Cartesian system, x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. Your ax bar is oriented along x-axis like this, and ay bar is oriented along y-axis, and az bar is oriented along the z-axis. Now, similarly, in cylindrical coordinate system, what are the unit vectors? As the axes are rho, phi, z, the unit vectors in the cylindrical coordinate system are, tell me, what is it? Is this a rho bar and a phi bar and a z bar. These three are the unit vectors in cylindrical coordinate system. So now we will see how they are oriented in the cylindrical system. Now see, a rho bar is a unit vector which is parallel to the xy plane and perpendicular to the cylinder surface area. Now tell me, so this is the meeting point of all three surfaces rho, phi, z. So in which direction your AR bar is oriented? You take, this is the common point. So see, unit vector which is parallel to the xy plane. This is the x, y plane. This is the xy plane. So that means your unit vector is parallel to the xy plane and it is perpendicular to the cylinder surface. This is the surface area. For this surface area, your unit vector is perpendicular. That means like this. Means in the radius of cylinder. This is your aero bar. Okay. Now, similarly, what is the another base vector which we have in cylindrical coordinate system is a phi bar. A phi bar is a unit vector. Phi bar is a unit vector which is see, this a phi bar is also parallel to the xy plane. It is also parallel to the xy plane, and tangential to the cylinder surface area. That means, see, and it is in the direction of phi. This is your phi. So your a phi bar is oriented like this. Is a phi bar. Now have completed 2 unit vectors up to base vectors. Now finally we have az bar. Az bar is also a unit vector which is perpendicular to the xy plane and towards positive z axis and towards positive z axis. That means it is oriented the x axis and z axis direction. Now how these 3 vectors are oriented here? How much angle is there in between the unit vectors here? So they are having 90 degrees apart each other. That means the angle between a rho and a phi is 90 degrees, and a phi is also 90 degrees, and this one is also az to a rho is 90 degrees. Why means, see, the 3 unit vectors are oriented like this. It is a rho bar and it is a phi bar like this. It is a phi bar and it is az bar. Now we can easily understand the angle between a rho, a phi and az. See, the angle between a phi, this one a phi, it is az and it is a phi. Angle between a rho and a phi is 90 degrees. Similarly, a phi and az is 90 degrees. Az and a rho is 90 degrees. So if you see in the diagram, it may be, you may think that it is not 90 degrees, but if you think like this, you'll understand the angle between az and a rho is 90 degrees. Okay. So, sir, how can you take the directions of, how can you tell that a unit vector which is parallel to xy plane are perpendicular to cylindrical surface area? That means these base vectors or directions are decided based on the radius of cylinder and the phi direction and z direction. So that's why I have taken a rho bar direction in the radius of cylinder, and a phi bar is in the direction of half plane, and az bar is in the constant z plane. See, this is the meeting point in cylindrical coordinate which is having rho, phi, z. So now tell me the position vector in cylindrical. How can you write the position vector in cylindrical coordinate system? It is p bar is equals to which is having p rho into a rho bar plus p phi. It is like Cartesian coordinate system. P phi into a phi bar plus p z into az bar. This is the position vector in cylindrical system. Similarly, we wrote position vectors in Cartesian coordinate system like x into ax bar plus y into ay bar, z into az bar. Why? Because where x comma y comma z are the axes. Now, see, we'll move on to next topic, which is differential elements. Differential. So please listen this topic very carefully. So your entire subject, your entire electromagnetic field subject is depending upon this topic only. Differential elements in cylindrical coordinate system, CCS. Differential elements in cylindrical coordinate system. Now tell me, in Cartesian coordinate system, we have derived formulas for differential elements. Okay. So similarly, we are going to derive some formula for differential element in Cartesian coordinate system, cylindrical coordinate system. So see, the surfaces which are used to define cylindrical coordinate system are three. That is a cylinder, constant z plane, and a half plane. They are having their respective coordinates, which are rho, comma, phi, comma, z. So how the differential elements is going to be formed here is by increasing their respective axes from a small differential amount of length. So as a cylinder is having rho radius, and increasing the radius of cylinder a small differential amount, that means d rho. This is the differential amount of radius. Okay. Similarly, increase the length of constant z plane. Initially it is having z, constant z plane, second one. So I am increasing the length, a small differential amount, that is dz. Okay. Now just change the angle. It is not a differential one. D phi is not differential. And just changing the angle from phi to d phi. Phi to d phi. The angle, azimuthal angle, it is making with respect to xz plane, and I am changing the angle from phi to d phi. Okay. See, so as the radius of cylinder is increases a small differential amount d rho bar, a new cylinder is going to be formed. That is having how much radius? That is having rho. It is the initial radius of cylinder, and changing the radius of cylinder is d rho bar, so that it becomes d rho bar. What is the new radius of cylinder? It is rho plus d rho bar. Similarly, what is the new length of constant z plane? It is z plus dz bar. Okay, and similarly it is having new position phi plus d phi. Okay, now see, I am drawing here. Listen carefully. I am drawing the two cylinders which is having rho radius and rho plus d rho, and a z plane, constant z plane, which is having z length and z plus dz length, and I am moving and changing the angle of half plane from phi to phi plus d phi. So have to observe this carefully. I am drawing the circuit diagram. See, just take x comma y comma z axis, x comma z comma y axis. X, y, z axis mutually perpendicular to each other. First of all, I am drawing the half plane, this one, bottom one. I am drawing the bottom edge of half plane here with the dotted lines. Okay, and it is making an angle. How much angle it is making? It is making phi angle from xz plane. Okay. Similarly, I am changing the angle. So in differential element, what I am doing? I am changing the angle from phi to phi plus d phi. So how much amount of angle I am changing here? I am changing the angle where this is the angle, initial angle phi, and I am changing the angle with the d phi amount. Okay. Now See, draw the radius of the cylinder. So we have two surfaces, bottom surface, top surface and lateral surface, but in the bottom surface I am drawing the radius here. So this is the radius. How much radius it is having? R, capital R, small r. Okay. So draw a arc like this. And in next, so in differential method, what we are doing? We are increasing the radius of this one rho. Why? Because we have taken a rho in the Cartesian coordinates, so that's why it should be rho. And similarly, increase the radius of the cylinder. It is having a small differential length. Small differential amount means it is d rho. So if you add rho plus d rho, it becomes, and draw an arc here. Draw an arc here. Okay, and just increase the length. Why I am going upward? Okay, here I have considered only two surfaces, which is a cylinder which is having rho radius and rho plus d rho. Okay, similarly I have taken a half plane angle from phi and phi plus d phi. In addition to these two surfaces, we have one more surface now, so that's why I am going upwards. So how much units it is having from xy plane? It is having how much units? It is having z units. Having z units. Okay, now, so that's why I am drawing a dotted lines towards upward. Okay, now say draw the same lines here just above the z axis, just above the xy plane. So it is having this phi and this phi plus d phi. Similarly, just increase the length of constant z plane from z to z plus dz. Means I have taken one more point in this location, and it is having dz. Okay, so that we have another dotted lines like this. Okay, now just combine, draw the arcs. Draw the arcs which are same in the bottom side. This is an arc and it is an arc. See, this arc is same as like this one, and this arc should be drawn in the same way like this. Join all the lines. Okay. So what is formed here? It is a small differential. It is a small differential value element. So the final conclusion here is, okay, if you increase the length of the cylinder, if you increase the radius of cylinder from rho to rho plus d rho, and the constant z plane length from z to z plus dz, and the change in the angle from phi to phi plus d phi. So we have a 6 surfaces. Old surfaces are having rho, phi, z, and new surfaces are rho plus d rho, like this, rho plus. So after increasing the length of the surface rho to rho plus d rho, and phi to phi plus d phi, and z plus dz. Okay, we have 6 surfaces. If you combine all 6 surfaces get together, you will get a small differential value element. Now tell me, what is the length of this side? What is the length? This length. How much length this edge is having? See, here this clearly indicates that this length is how much? It is dz. Okay. Now tell me this length. How much it is having? It is having d rho. Okay. If it is having dz, how much it is? It is also same. It is also same dz. This is also dz. This is also dz. And if it is d rho, this is also d rho, d rho, d rho. Okay. And what about this one? It is it d phi or equal to d phi? So it is d phi. Change in the angle is d phi. But this change is having a r radius from the jet length. So that's why it is not a d phi. Why? Because it is not a differential amount of change. It is a simple change in the angle. So that's why in addition to d phi, we should write rho. Why? Because this change in the angle is changing with respect to radius rho. So that's why I am writing rho into d phi. Okay. Now how many surfaces here we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Totally 6 surfaces we are having. Now we are going to derive the differential surfaces. Formulas for differential surfaces. Tell me. Differential surface which is differential surface area which is perpendicular to the radius of cylinder. See, this is the radius of cylinder. Radius of cylinder is in this direction. This is a rho bar. Radius of cylinder is in this direction. So now this left side area and right side area is perpendicular to the radius of the cylinder. So what is the surface area of the surface? It is ds rho bar equals to how much? Length into breadth. What is the length here? This length is rho d phi into and height is dz. Okay. Now similarly differential surface area, this is one, and differential surface area which is perpendicular to the phi direction or in the direction of phi. So this one means front surface area and bottom surfaces areas are in the direction of phi. Differential surface area in the direction of phi is ds phi bar is equals to this one, front surface, back side surface. So what is the length? It is d rho into dz. So that's why it becomes d rho into dz. These formulas plays a vital role in the understanding of electromagnetic fields. So please try to understand this topic. Similarly, we have one more surface area. What is that? The differential surface area which is perpendicular or in the direction of radius of cylinder, and it is in the direction of phi or tangential to the cylinder surface area, and we have top surface and bottom surface which are in the direction of az. Okay, so what is the length into breadth? What is this length? This is d rho and it is r into d phi. That means differential surface area in the direction of the z axis, okay, ds z bar is equals to rho d phi, this one, and into this edge d rho. Okay, so these are the differential surface area formulas. Next, differential value. Differential value. How can you write the expression for differential value? Differential value dv is equals to length into breadth into height. What is the length? D rho. So rho, d rho, d phi and dz. This is the differential length. You forgot one thing. What is that? So this is the old point, and as the axis increases from their respective lengths, this point is moving from one location to another location. So that a length is going to be formed here, that is differential vector length. So the formula for differential vector length is similarly in Cartesian coordinate system, differential vector length. Differential vector length dl bar is equals to what are the coordinates? This is a d rho bar, d rho into ar bar, a rho bar here, plus rho into d phi into rho into d phi into a phi bar plus one more axis, that is dz into az bar. This is a very important formula. So now up to now we have completed about Cartesian coordinate system and cylindrical coordinate system. Now we will see the relation between Cartesian coordinate system and cylindrical coordinate system. Okay, so relation between Cartesian and cylindrical coordinate system. Okay, so to get the relation between this Cartesian and cylindrical coordinate system, just let us take a point which is x comma y comma z in Cartesian coordinate system and point P of rho comma phi comma z in cylindrical coordinate system. I am just drawing the x comma y comma z axis here, x comma y comma and z axis is here. Just let us consider a point P which is having x comma y comma z axis here in the Cartesian coordinate system. Now just draw a parallel line which is parallel to the x y axis, and similarly draw a parallel line to the x axis, so that it indicates x units distance from the y axis and y units distance from the x axis, and z axis units are 0 here, so that this point is in this location. Okay, now consider the same point, consider the point rho of P of rho comma phi comma z to the same location. How can you identify the rho comma phi comma z point at the same location? So like this, it is having how much distance? It is having rho distance from the origin, and it is making an angle phi with respect to xz plane, and z units are anyway 0 for the Cartesian system and cylindrical coordinate system. Now tell me, these x comma y comma z axes are perpendicular to each other. So what is the angle between? Just consider it is O, A, B and C. Okay, so in the triangle, it is a triangle. Okay, which triangle it is? Is it a right angle triangle or not? It is a right angle triangle. How can you tell is it a right angle triangle? So your axis is like this. And your radius of cylinder is like this, and see, like this. It is having like this. So your O point is here, and A point which is there is it is here, and AB it is like this. A to B, and it is a arc is like this. So that's why the angle of angle OAB, that means how much angle is there here? Is it a 90 degrees or not? If you observe this diagram like this, you can understand the angle at A is 90 degrees. This is a right angle and it is 90 degrees. Similarly, see, this is your y-axis and CP is like this, and it is OB is like this. OB is like this. So that's why what is the angle here? It is 90 degrees. So triangle OCD is a right angle triangle and OAB is also a right angle triangle. So from right angle triangle, from triangle OAB, apply cos. Cos phi is equals to. So from cos phi, what is the adjacent side to this angle is OA. By what is the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is the OB. So cos phi is equals to what is the OA? OA, length of OA is, as it is x units, it is also x. Okay, so OA is x. What is OB? OB is rho. That means x is equals to rho cos phi. Okay, similarly apply sine in the triangle OAB. From triangle OAB, sine phi is equals to, this is the triangle OAB, sine phi. What is the opposite side to the phi? It is opposite side is AB, by hypotenuse is OB. So what is AB? Length of AB is y, OB is rho. So that's why y is equals to rho into sine phi. Okay. Now, so x is equal to rho cos phi, y is equal to rho phi, z is equals to z. Why? Because the point is at same location for the Cartesian system and cylindrical system. Okay. Now, to get the relation between Cartesian and cylindrical system, just squaring both sides on these two equations, so that we will get x square is equals to rho square cos square phi and pi square is equals to rho square sin square phi. If you add these two equations, you get x square plus y square is equals to rho square, or rho is equals to under root of x square plus y square. Okay, this is one expression. And so if he is given x comma y comma z, that means if he is given Cartesian coordinates, he will ask to find out the cylindrical coordinate axes. What are the cylindrical coordinate axes? Rho comma phi comma z are the cylindrical coordinate axes. So we need to find out rho comma phi comma z values from the x comma phi comma z units. So if x is equals to 1, y is equals to 2, z equal to 3, what about rho? If you just substitute x square, x value, y square value, you will get rho. Now, how can you calculate the phi value? Phi, z is anyway z is equals to z. That means here, if I calculate the rho value, rho is equals to under root of 1 plus 1, it becomes root 2. We will get the rho value. But what about phi? So phi, to get the phi value, just divide this equation 1 and equation 2. Dividing equation 1 and 2. So what will you get? X by y is equals to rho cos phi by rho sin phi. Rho get cancelled. If I do the up and down, then y by x is equals to sin phi by cos phi. What is sin phi by cos phi? It is tan phi. So tan phi is equals to y by x, or phi is equals to tan inverse of y by x. Tan inverse of y by x. This is an expression for phi. So what is the x comma y comma z? It is 1 comma 2 comma 3. So you get the phi value from this expression. So phi is equals to tan inverse of What is y? 1 by 1. Tan inverse of 1 by 1 is 45 degrees. So phi value is how much here? It is 45 degrees. Anyway, z is equals to, as z is equals to same for Cartesian and cylindrical coordinate system. Here z is equals to 3 for the Cartesian system, and the z value it is the same for cylindrical, it is 3. So that means if he is given the units, the point in x comma y comma z is 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, in cylindrical coordinate system, the point is going to be like this. It is, what is the radius? It is root 2 comma and 45 degrees, and what is z? It is 3. So up to now we have completed the cylindrical and Cartesian coordinate system. In the next class we are going to talk about spherical coordinate system. Thank you.